Hey everybody, welcome back to the, oh, no I can't, okay. Dang! Mary's got a fancy drink.
What is it?
It is tequila italicus, cilantro jalapeno syrup, lemon oil aromatic. I see Bic is being creative. Goodness. That is some definite creativity there. I am officially jealous. Though we do have this lovely cherry Moscato with boozy cherries that was gifted to us by one of our amazing customers. Are you ready to be on header?
I am.
Look, it's a header.
It's a me.
Well, not yet.
Oh,
There you
not
go.
me.
Now it's you. It's a header. So hi everybody, I'm Allison, that's Heather. We're from Beading Dreams in Dallas, Texas. Welcome to our Wednesday evening chit chat stream. So we decided to actually pick a bead related topic for this evening's chat, which is unusual for our chats thus far.
It is.
But you know, we are a bead store and we do know bead things. So we decided this evening, we decided, meaning that Heather had a really good suggestion, that we do actually a number of podcasts about various types of symbolism in jewelry. And so we decided to today go with protective symbols in jewelry. So we're going to cover some of the
Hello,
some of the protective symbols that you may be familiar with, maybe some that you're not familiar with, some gemstones as well that have associations with protection.
But not all of them. This is a limited list.
Yes,
Yes.
but we are going to focus on protective things for our sale on Saturday as well. So tune in for the sale on Saturday, and you may learn even more things.
Absolutely.
How exciting is that?
Yes.
Okay, so who's going first, you or me?
You.
Me? Okay. All right, so I'm going to start with, one of the most common protective symbols, and one that's definitely been co-opted in a lot of fashion jewelry. Hold on, I'm gonna make myself big, and then I'm gonna put a Heather in that scene.
Okay.
So, except I took myself out of it. Whoops.
Well,
That was not what I intended to do.
It's not actually useful.
No, it's not. Okay, so one of the more common protective images that you see in jewelry a lot is this, the evil eye. You see these all over the world. There's versions of these in almost every country. They're particularly prevalent in Greece, in the Middle East, but you see even variations of this in Mexico. It's not always, it's not always an eye, like I believe in Mexico and South America. It's just a red bead that you pin to a child to prevent them from getting hurt by the evil eye. So even though these are called evil eyes, they're actually anti-evil eyes. So let me explain a little bit what the evil eye is about, and then I'll show you some different variations of how that's represented, because some of them are pretty obvious, like this is pretty definitely an eye bead, but there are some more subtle representations of it as well that you might find. So the evil eye is evil that comes from humans, and it can be malice from other people. It can also be hubris, like you can actually curse yourself with the evil eye by being too prideful, saying, oh, my I have the most beautiful hair in the entire country of Greece, and then the next day all your hair falls out. Like that's you cursing yourself with excess pride.
I'm really glad I never say things like that.
I'm glad too. Ooh, yes, I do. We do, Amy. We need to talk about that. Hell yes. But so evil eye can be malice that comes from someone else, someone who is jealous of your hair, and their jealousy causes all of your hair to fall out because they cursed you with the evil eye. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm focusing on all of Heather's hair falling out today, but apparently I am. You're welcome. I'm jealous.
Feeling pretty good about myself.
I'm completely jealous of your hair, so maybe you should put on an eye necklace. But yeah,
be right back.
but yeah, so wearing this beneficent eye is actually a better way to describe it. Wards away theoretically all of that malice that can come from other people, and also protects you from inadvertently malicing yourself, once again through pridefulness or hubris. So the evil eye protective kind of genre is mostly focused on, you know, malice that comes from earthly beings, that comes from humans. A lot of you know, homes will have an evil eye above the door. I also have one above the door. I've got one above my work surface. Interestingly enough, a lot of ceramicists in the Middle East will also have an evil eye over their kiln to prevent bad juju and malice from ruining their firings. So, you know, it's just kind of a general watchful, like, protective sort of shield. Corvus asked if the color of the eye makes a difference. I don't believe it does. The majority of them are blue, and typically have concentric rings of usually, like, I'm looking at the one over my workspace, like a dark blue outside and then a ring of white, and then usually like a ring of turquoise and then black in the center. So that's your typical representation of them. But you know, they do exist in all different colors, and as far as I know, they do the same thing regardless of what color they are. So this is a pretty traditional representation. There's another traditional representation that I totally forgot to get, so I'll be right back with that.
Oh, I have a fun fact.
Okay.
Although I'm not in that particular... Hey, there I am. Hey, Rune. So, fun fact about evil eyes. So, this symbol, you know, the rock symbol, Dio started doing this symbol because it was a symbol his grandmother used to ward off the evil eye.
Oh, hi, Rune.
So, it's actually not devil horns exactly. It's meant to be protective.
Well, which actually, that kind of brings me to... That'll carry me into tassels, which I will do next. But this is another super traditional evil eye design. This is the kind you oftentimes see in Greece and in Turkey. And they make these in all different sizes, and then they make them in all different shapes, and there's
we have one like...
I know, we got one that's the size of a dinner plate. I love it.
I could hide my whole face. Not all my hair, but my whole face.
Yes.
Behind it. But maybe tomorrow, all my hair. Thanks.
Anytime. So also, you know, then you have these more kind of, you know, fashion-oriented versions of the eye. You also have... I swear I grabbed some of these, but then I obviously did not.
That's right. Live long and prosper is.
So, you know, those are all your protective eyes. That is one of the adorable little charms that Sophia brought us from Greece. So that's got your concentric circles, which is the white and the turquoise and the black. But then you've got things that are less obvious, like this is yeah. My brain tried to say replica and recreation all at the same time.
Replicant?
Yes, this is a replicant.
This is a replicant?
No, this is an approximation of what's called a Z bead. That's lowercase d, capital Z, lowercase I. That's a Tibetan bead, and a lot of them have these eye patterns on them. Some of them also have patterns that kind of look like a maze. So Z beads were actually thought to have fallen from heaven. So not, you know, real Z beads. Once again, this is not a real Z bead. This is an agate that's been bleached and dyed to look like a Z bead. But if you Google, you know, genuine Z beads, they're very, very old, and they're believed to have been dropped from heaven by the gods, so not touched by the hand of man. Thank you, Mary, for typing the correct spelling and capitalization of Z bead into the chat. And then last thing about eyes, and then I will let Heather take her her turn.
My first turn.
So beads like this are also beneficent eyes. So anytime you see this kind of concentric circle pattern, it's typically representative of that protective eye. So these are sandcast beads from Africa, and so the eye pattern, you know, if you don't quite know what you're looking for, it just looks like polka dots, but anything that's got, you know, a smaller circle within a bigger circle typically is representative of that protective eye. So these beads, they are watching you. All right, Heather, your turn.
Okay. So, which one first? Okay. We're going with Jade first.
Okay, I was gonna say, I've got 4 more things.
Okay, so we're going with Jade
makes
first.
A difference.
So Jade, green Jade especially, is for good luck and protects and cleanses and is supposed to balance your emotions, which...
It's also for fertility, so be careful with that shit.
Well, yes. So I have a couple pieces of jade. I've got this beautiful bracelet and the beautiful light green jade, and then I've got this. We've got 2 strands of these gorgeous shaded, color gradiated Canadian jade.
Yeah, I was gonna say those I think are from Canada. The other one I think is Burmese.
Yes, this one is Burmese. So jade happens all over the world. It is really loved in a lot of cultures, and a fun fact about jade is that it is the toughest stone out there, so it is really hard to carve, which is why people take great pride in their ability to carve it. It's not the hardest on the Mohs scale, but it is the toughest, which different unit of measure there. So it's more massive, so there aren't really the crystalline structures that you can use as a cheat code to get shapes, which is why you can carve it into literally any shape, pretty much. But yeah, that's all I have about jade right now. I mean, you can also, if you get a big enough piece, because there are plenty of big pieces of jade out there, especially carved, you can protect yourself by putting it in front of you so no one can hit you.
Yes.
Or by throwing it at someone.
Throwing it at someone.
But there are pieces of jade big enough for you to use as a shield, so I think that's a good protection. And would probably balance your emotions a lot. Balance them toward the happy end, I would say.
So I found another thing about eyes.
Okay.
I'm going backwards.
Okay. Well, you can switch over to you in there.
So I have this kind of hokey book called Bead Power, and it's, I don't know when it was published. I feel like uncorrected proof. I feel like it might be self-published, and it's got some of these kind of, you know, hokey drawings and some cool stuff about beads, and yeah, and I need to mark this page because this is a good page. But it has a really good, and I just flipped it open looking for something else and found this, and it says, when patriarchal religions became the rage, the eyes of the goddess were absorbed into the symbolism of the evil eye. And the author says, I'm still not exactly sure how to describe an evil eye. I think it's an eye that could belong to any one of us, male or female. Evil eyes show up in all kinds of bodies with eyes wide open and hearts tightly closed. Things like pollution, racism, and greed are real-life visions of the evil eye. We wear eye beads to remind ourselves to open our hearts each morning as soon as we open our eyes. When we all do this every day, we won't need to worry about evil eyes anymore. I think that's actually pretty cool.
That is very cool.
But okay, so this next symbol is not fuzzy and sweet, even though it's a tassel. So believe it or not, tassels were also protective symbols, and this goes back to the rock symbol. So these each strand of the tassel was supposed to be a spear that would poke out the eyes of those who wished you ill. which
my
I
kind
kind
of tassel.
which I kind of feel like is what that gesture is as well.
Yes.
Is poking out the eyes of
Yes,
the
it
people who wish you ill. So yeah, tassels are actually a lot more metal than you thought they were. And so, you know, when you see a lot of...
I'm also a lot more metal than people think I am.
That is very true.
It is absolutely true.
But yeah, so when you see tassels all over, like, tribal things and, you know, saddles and clothing and whatnot, like, they're actually supposed to be protecting the wearer from all of the people who wish them ill. So...
Hey, Dogsy!
Hi, Dogsy! Welcome in. It's been a minute.
Yes, airports do suck.
They do. Okay, Heather, your turn.
Okay, so I want to talk about black tourmaline, which is an oldie but goodie.
Hi, Shaquille.
Hi, Shaquille.
Shaquille, stay away from Jade. Just saying.
Oh my! But maybe more garnet. Do not get garnet near your neighbors. Oh, that's an interesting, very immediate sounding question. So black tourmaline is the classic dispels negativity stone, and you can find it polished. You can find it, here's a beautiful specimen of it. You can see the gorgeous needles that it forms as it grows. And if you see it growing in quartz, tourmalinated quartz, then you see these beautiful needles happening in the quartz itself, usually, if it's a good specimen. If not, it just kind of looks cloudy, but still, you get the tourmaline in the other stone, which is very, very cool. So black tourmaline in particular is supposed to dispel negativity, and once again, you can get pretty large rocks, but I would definitely recommend against protecting yourself by bashing someone with it, just because it's pretty and it's a little fragile unless, well, okay, so you pay through the nose for the specimens that are less fragile. The ones that kind of flake off and give you little baby tourmaline to put all over your house, which I think is a bonus. That's the kind I can afford, and it just gives me more tourmaline, so where's the problem? It's also supposed to reduce jet lag, so Dogsy, get yourself some black tourmaline, and it's also supposed to reduce electromagnetic emissions. I don't know about all that, but I mean, maybe if you sit behind a wall of it, sure. But we frequently okay, so I think I can answer that. So black absorbs. I mean, it absorbs light, it absorbs heat, and even before we knew how to do experiments to prove that it does these things, you know, our ancient ancestors could see that black was different from something that was bright and reflected. So black takes things into itself, which means that if it's taking things into itself, then they're not coming into you. So that's where I think that comes from, and I could be wrong, but that's what I think.
Seems logical.
Yes.
Black is absorby.
Yes, it is. And Shaquille, my answer to that is when I slipped and fell directly on my elbow once in the bathroom, and I'm pretty sure I cracked my elbow, and it was horrifying. So carry on, Allison. I nearly threw up just from the pain.
Yeah, I think mine was when I broke my toe kicking the coffee table.
Yeah. Broken bones.
And then had to come to work the next day, even though my foot was swollen to like twice its normal size. Thank goodness for Lorraine Krug and her walking boot that she gave me.
Yes.
Okay. I know. Me too. Okay, let's see. Do you want a long one or a short one?
I like the long one.
Let's do a longer one so we can give Heather some time to rest. So this is another...
I'm running out of wine though.
Well, the battle's right there.
Okay.
Okay, so this is another one.
Chew wine.
This is another one that's... I could use a top off too if you're, you know.
I'm doing it.
This is another one that's pretty common. Oof. Wow. That's something. Okay, so this one's also pretty common in you see it all over the place these days. So this is depending upon what culture you're looking at it from. It's either a Hamsa or a hand of Fatima, or Fatima. Fatima is the right way to say that. So either way, it is basically the hand of a deity protecting you. And so one of the most succinct ways that I ever saw summed up the difference between the protection of the eye and the protection of the hand, and of course a lot of times you see the hands with the eye on them, is that the eye protects you from malice that comes from humans. The Hamsa protects you from misfortune that comes from the universe. So, Hand of Miriam, yes. Hand of Mary.
Mm-hmm.
So it appears in almost every faith as it's the protective hand that is protecting you from bad fortune that comes from the universe. Mm-hmm. So, that would be, a tree falls on your car, or your house burns down, or, a hailstone bashes your windshield. Like, that's the stuff that the Hamsa hand protects you from. So it is warding against all bad stuff that comes from the higher powers, that comes from, the weather and things like that. So not necessarily things that come from people specifically, but just, random acts of badness that might occur. That's what your Hamsa is supposed to be protecting you from. Why the hand?
Well, if you need to protect yourself, first thing that comes up,
true,
is your hand, and that's mostly what I've heard. And if you are a mom or have been around moms long enough, because I'm not a mom, but I do this, the hand goes over the person in the passenger side if something happens and you have to stop your car fast.
See, usually my hand just goes over the pile of crap I have in the passenger seat, so it doesn't just fling itself at the windshield.
Yeah, I mean, you protect what's in the passenger seat, whether it's a person or not.
The word Hamsa is also related to the number 5.
That makes sense.
That makes sense. And they're almost universally pictured like this, essentially with, 2 thumbs and 2 ring fingers and a middle finger, basically, is what it always looks like to me. Because it doesn't, just flip that up. It's like that, it doesn't really,
do that.
Yeah, like, some people's pinky might do that, but all I can do is live long and
And that's
prosper.
if they said it themselves after enough bourbon.
Right?
Yeah. Mouth.
Yeah, okay, so that's Hamsas. So, just hedge your bets and get both eyes and Hamsas. They can go up or down, and I never have researched the meaning of, because sometimes they're like this and sometimes they're like that. And that I do not know the meaning of. Okay, header.
Okay. So my next one is malachite, which is another stone that is for absorbing negative energy. And so I'm not sure why malachite is the negative energy absorption champion, but I think it's because when you look at malachite, it looks like this. That really takes away a lot of my negative energy, I have to say. So it also encourages self-expression and increases happiness. I mean, all of this checks out. And helps joints and aids travel sickness. Once again, Dogsy might need some. So we didn't know to send you a traveling care package of gemstones, but we do happen to have some gorgeous malachite. It's not overly stripy, but the color is so good in the trunk show. So if y'all want some, we're going to hook you up on Saturday.
And we also have some nicer, stripier malachite that's not in the trunk show. That's a little pricier, but is also very, very cool.
You can also poison your hands.
I mean,
don't eat the malachite.
Corvus is not wrong.
Corvus is not wrong.
Okay, so I'm going to go with a short one. And then my last one's going to be a little bit longer. So, bells. Bells are thought to scare evil spirits away. So, there you go. Your turn.
That was it?
That was it. I told you it was a short one.
Dang, okay. So, I'll give you a little bit of a break because I have a whole bunch of hematite to show. So, because hematite's a thing that we have a bunch of. So,
Both naked and coated.
yes, hematite doesn't absorb negative energy, it dispels negative energy. And it is supposed to be good for protecting your aura and protecting you from cramps, muscle cramps. And also just protection from everything. And it makes sense. I mean, hematite is weighty because it is an iron oxide. So we've got some really cool little hematite worry stones. These are just tumbled hematite pieces, no holes in these.
Interesting. Goblin bells.
Oh, nice.
Let me Google that.
And we have, you know, several strands of beautiful hematite. These are a really cool saucer cut. We have this mixed round hematite strand. Lots of hematite. We'll have more for you on Saturday, but another cool, I have lots of fun facts. So hematite, the color that you usually see in beading is the beautiful gunmetal color that's really nice and shiny. But there's also the rusty version of hematite because it is an iron oxide. So you get both the silvery gray and you get a rusty red color. And the rusty red is really cool, but it's also very crumbly, which is why it doesn't typically get made into jewelry. But you can get cool specimens of it. And that was it.
Yay! So apparently motorcyclists carry goblin bells, or I saw also gremlin bells, on their bikes to protect them from the evil spirits while they're traveling. So Corvus wants to know, do we feel like this works? That it can work?
I personally, since I'm still big, I think.
Yes, you are. You're about to be the same size as me, but
I personally feel that stones are a really good focus for your own energy and can help bring that out of you. I don't know necessarily that they have external influence, more that they are able to help you focus what is already inside of you. It would be useless if you weren't there. That's kind of how I feel.
So this scene is not good with the audio.
Oh, that's true.
Come on.
I
No,
mean,
we're
without a rock, or without me there, it's just a rock.
Okay. Nope. Now all the audio is just screwed up. That's
good.
exciting.
8 times.
Okay, well, the audio is not synced up now with the way we're talking. But anyway, I think the only way for me to fix that would be to restart XSplit, and since we're almost done, I think we're just gonna power on. So I'm with Heather on this. I think that stones are a really great focus for manifesting things in your life. And
I do believe that they have different vibrations because they are made of different things, and electromagnetic waves and things like that exist throughout the entire universe. So I absolutely am on board with that as well, Amy. But sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, that's okay. Do we have audio?
Well, Corvus liked my answer, so part of something was heard.
Yeah, my audio monitor isn't.
Can y'all hear it? Okay.
No,
Mary
Mary
says
said sounds fine. Okay. Well, then just don't look at our lips because they're not synced up with the audio. Just
or look
listen.
only at our lips.
Just
Did you kill it?
I didn't mean to. I'm trying to unkill it. There it is. Okay. I think. Uh-oh. The judgy one is judging me. Okay. So anyway. So yeah, I mean, at the very least, they're pretty. And looking at rocks and gemstones makes me happy, so that's never a bad thing.
Yes.
Okay, so do you have another one, or is this the last?
I have more.
Okay. I only have one more. How many more do you have?
I have 2 more.
So,
No, I have
dang.
I have 4 more.
Heather.
I'm over-prepared.
You are over-prepared.
I will pick 2.
Okay. So then you do one, and then
Okay.
I'll do my last one, and then you do your last one.
All right, so I also really love obsidian. Obsidian is really, really cool because it happens through fire, which is so cool. I love me some fire and volcanoes, and if I could enjoy hot places, I might have been a volcanologist. Also, if I hadn't been allergic to rock dust, you know. But obsidian occurs in lots of different places around the world, and therefore has been used in quite a lot of different cultures for different things. The reason I picked obsidian over some of the other things I have, and this is not, you're not going to be able to really see how cool this is. This is gold sheen obsidian, and so it's not just black. When you actually look at the stones themselves, there's variation within each bead because of the way it's formed. So obsidian is not a mineral. Obsidian is a rock, and the difference between a rock and a mineral, one of the differences is that rocks do not have a crystalline structure. That is one of the properties that makes something a mineral as opposed to a rock. Obsidian is volcanic glass, and so it forms when certain types of lava with certain chemical composition harden, and harden very quickly. And so it's a rock, but it's also fairly soft, so you can break it pretty easily and form it into things. But then once you've broken it and formed it into things, it can be really sturdy. So you're not going to use obsidian for a rock to hit things, but you might use a rock to hit things to form obsidian into a really effective blade.
Heavy thing.
And there is a reason why so many ancient cultures used obsidian, also called dragon glass, also called lots of other cool things. They use that to make spear points and blades of different types. And you can make a blade that will absolutely rival any forged blade known to man, because this, I mean, it just really cool stuff. I love it. I had the wonderful opportunity to make I got to flint-knap an obsidian blade in an archaeology class once, and it was so much fun, even when I started bleeding because I did too good a job. And so moral of the story is wear gloves perhaps when flint-knapping obsidian blades, but you know, I felt closer to my ancestors, I guess. But yeah, so obsidian is not just a protective stone that dispels negative energy, but it can literally protect you, which is pretty cool.
Okay, I'm sorry. I need to interrupt your obsidian and have you read this very important news bulletin to the stream.
Mr. Pickles, a radiated tortoise and the oldest animal
like this
at
big.
the Houston Zoo.
This big.
He's this big. He's very
small.
tiny small. Look at him. Finally became a father at the age of 90. He and his partner, Mrs. Pickles, welcomed 3 tortoise hatchlings, dill, gherkin, and jalapeno. Is that one of the gherkins? Is that?
I don't know if that's a
Is that
gherkin
a
or if that's Mr. Pickles.
But
I don't
oh
know.
my goodness, look how pretty.
Yes.
Oh, that is very important.
It
Thank
is
you.
a very important news.
Yes, important
On the
news
Beading
update.
Dream, you heard it here.
Congratulations,
on the Beading Dream stream.
Pickles family.
Exactly. Okay.
All right.
So now back to oops, not that one. That one. Okay, so I'm gonna end my part of the broadcast with one of my favorite protective symbols, and it's actually, this is a Buddhist symbol, and it's called a Vajra or a Dorji.
Oh, I love it. Yes. And
And so this is a Vajra means thunderbolt. So this is a single Vajra, and the single Vajra isn't so much about protection. What the single Vajra does is destroys. The picture is a child tortoise. Okay, so Mr. Pickles is larger than that. So that's a gherkin, or a jalapeno, or a dill.
Yes. Definitely a gherkin. I don't know which one that was, but definitely a gherkin.
So the single Vajra is a divine weapon that destroys ignorance, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And then my personal favorite protective symbol is the double Vajra, which I don't. Oh, do I have? Yeah, it's this. I have a little one in CZ's. So this is a double Vajra, and what the double Vajra symbolizes, it is something that cannot be destroyed, but destroys all evils. So I love me some double Vajra. It's one of my favorite protective symbols. It's a symbol I really resonate with, and also just speaking from the standpoint of, can we throw it at people and go, we should totally go Vajra bomb the Capitol.
Yes!
And just like, oh, hi Crafty.
Hi!
Welcome in Raiders. Hold on, I need to go to here.
Yay, Raiders!
Yay, Raiders! Hello. How's everybody doing? Welcome in.
Yes, Vajra bomb the Capitol.
Capitol. Yes.
For sure.
Oh, so welcome in, Raiders. How are y'all doing? What were you doing tonight? But yeah, you just start pelting the Capitol with brass Vajras. I feel like.
And let's just abbreviate it to VAJ. Just to freak them out more.
Yes.
They do not like that.
It's true.
They don't want anyone around who has that.
But also just coming from a place, living here in Texas, where some people can get a little side-eyed about symbols of religions that may not be their own. Yay! Hi, Crafty! How's it going? The double Vajra also bears a passing resemblance to a cross.
Yes.
So if you need to be stealth in your protection, that's a good way to do it.
Yes, instead of
Yes. Okay, Wonder Woman. How's it going over there?
Look. Wine's good, okay?
So that's my absolute favorite. And Mary, I will put this giant Vajra aside for you, and you can like hang it in your car or something.
Yes.
All right.
And wear nothing but that.
And we're not. Well, I don't know that she wants to wear nothing.
That's what she said.
Okay.
It's right there.
Fair. Totally fair. Anyway. Okay, it's Heather's turn.
Okay.
And more people coming in from Positively Crafty.
Yay.
Yay.
Okay, so smoky quartz neutralizes negative energy, so it neither absorbs nor dispels, it just neutralizes it. And like the Febreze for negative energy.
Love that. That's amazing.
Yeah. Just stick some smoky quartz in your fridge. You're golden. And don't stick Febreze in your fridge because no. But it all, while it's doing that, it enhances sexual fervor and grounds and alleviates tension, which
there were actually
also enhances sexual fervor.
there were more enhances sexual blah blah on that list, so we might have to do another.
We're gonna do another
stream. Yeah,
feel the love and feel the love.
Yes.
So that was my other one.
But you had two more.
I did. Okay, so my other two.
Corvus wants to know about all of them.
All right, quick rundown of the others. Another black stone, onyx, is very good for reducing fear and stress. And since fear and stress are frequently what cause the negativity around you and, can protect you from your own self, onyx is good for that. So I've got onyx pebbles, and of course we have onyx just all over the store. I just grabbed the first ones I saw. And another awesome stone for protection is bloodstone, which is supposed to strengthen your intuition and revitalize and cleanse your atmosphere around you, and gives vitality and protects. Also, bloodstone in the Christian tradition is named bloodstone because the red that runs through bloodstone is supposed to be the blood of Christ. So it has multiple protective. Oh, yay! Yay for Robin. Oh! I need to show my fat burb.
Oh, you do need to show your fat burb.
Yes.
Because he's so cute.
Well, I think it's a she, considering the babe.
She's so cute.
Yes. So I posted this on Discord, but one of our lovely high schoolers made us all.
Wait, no, I have to go with my burb.
Yes, you do. You go get yours, and I'll do mine. So she's a ceramicist, and she made each of us our very own little Robin for Robin, and she delivered them on Tuesday. And Carol picked hers first, which was the purpley one, and Essie was pretty sure she was going to pick the purpley one. And then I picked second, and I picked the spherical one. Look at him!
Look how fat!
Look! I
so
love
fat.
And my favorite part is each of them has a tiny little egg that you can set the burb down on top of, and you have a little egg to go inside. But look, there's a little heart and just all this detail, and the egg exactly matches the cheeks of the burb it goes with. They're slightly, ever so slightly different colors. And so that's my burb, who has never missed a snack in her life, much like her mama.
His fish burb.
It's very merchant.
There.
And you go big and show yours.
Okay, so I let everybody pick their burbs first, and so
there wasn't a bad burb.
There wasn't a bad burb. So I wound up with this one, who is so freaking cute, and he's just like they are just like tweeting to the sky. And mine doesn't have a heart, but mine has a cool spiral on it, and once again, all kinds of great detailing.
So you wouldn't have liked mine because it has a heart.
Well, I would
also
deal with a heart burb for Robin.
The fatness. Yes.
Yeah. So this is my burb.
They're so great.
They're so sweet.
Perfect. Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that my burb is the one that had the incident with the beak.
Gotcha.
Because it looks like the beak has been reattached.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So yes, we got burbs.
Yay!
Okay. Did you do all your stones?
I did all my stones.
Okay, cool. Then I think that might be it.
Is that it?
I think that's it for us tonight. So,
but we will continue along this path on Saturday. Probably pull out some new and different protective symbols and stones.
Yes.
And show you lots of examples of the ones that we've already told you about.
And XSplit just does not want us to be equally sized at this point. There we go.
You can be bigger.
Well, we're good now.
Okay.
So thank you all so much for hanging out with us, listening to us ramble about protective things.
Yes.
and such. And don't forget, we have a podcast channel on our Discord, so if you have ideas for what you would like us to have as a theme, we do this every week, so we are definitely always up for suggestions, because sometimes Heather and I don't...
Always something there to suggest to us.
All right, and on that note, Heather
Yes.
saying, that's a drink if you're drinking. Everyone have a good night. I will be back on this channel, twitch.tv/Beading Dream, tomorrow evening with a torch tutorial. It's a fairly simple one, because I've had complicated ones for the past 2 weeks, and I need a break. So we're going to be doing Itty Bitty Charm Committee. So we're going to make Itty Bitty Charms tomorrow night. Friday night is supposed to be Zoom. However,
Oh, yes.
we are going to see our other high schooler in her play. So Zoom on Friday night is not going to happen. I will try and remember to post that in Discord. And then we will be back on Saturday at 6:30 with the sale. So everyone have a great night. Thanks for hanging out with us. And we'll see you back on this channel, twitch.tv/Beading Dream, tomorrow at 6. Bye.